I have been awake now for 48 hours, and I know I won't be able to stay this way for much longer. Who wants to die at 31? I know I don't, but I will have to sleep sometimes. Maybe the end will be painless. However, judging by what I have observed, it will be anything but. This all started innocently enough. What I thought was the crown jewel of my life at this point in this penthouse on the 22nd of a newly renovated high-rise. The neighborhood had been run down, but because of gentrification, it's now a great place to call on. Some might say the price was over the top, but it is hard to put a price on a view like this. A 360-degree glass-walled panorama of the ocean on one side and cityscape on the other. The view convinced me to purchase this place, and it is the view that may cause my demise. I first witnessed the ghoulish scene a couple of weeks ago. My neighbors had thrown me a welcome to the building party, which ended just before midnight. Reflecting on the night's events, I believe they meant it to last a little past midnight. However, having had a long day and faced with a full schedule tomorrow, I left earlier than expected. Referring in my phenomenal view one last time before bed, my attention came to rest on the rooftop. Directly across the street, a chain-link fence surrounded the structure, a 12th-floor former office building. There were refuse shoots running from several windows on various floors and leading down from the roof. They all ended up in a large trash compactor. I was about to turn away when the rooftop access door banged open briefly, flooding the doorway with an eerie blue-green light. A spindly appendage creature with a head resembling an enlarged emoji struggled through the doorway. It was alternately pulling then pushing a wheelchair. Riding in the chair was the head and torso of Miss Alexander, a neighbor I had met recently. She was missing both arms and both legs. The thing wheeled her to the chute and tipped her into it, then returned to the doorway with the empty chair. Before closing the door, it looked up in my direction, shook its head in a disapproving manner, and retreating into the building. The evening's drinks and other food rushed from my stomach to the toilet bowl as I tried to make a sense of what I had just witnessed, torn between calling the police and trying not to sound like a stoner on a bad acid trip. And going to bed, I chose the bed. The next morning, still shaken by the evening's event, I rode the elevator to basement garage. I made one stop before mine and Miss Alexandra stepped in. We smiled, exchanged pleasantries, and went out separate ways. Her speech seemed a little stilted, and I noticed an odd hitch in her gait as she walked away, but knowing the lady well, I ignored it. I never saw her again. Several uneventful days passed before I was once again the unwilling spectator. The ghastly event on the rooftop across the street. They made 3 trips with the wheelchair, and 3 more of my neighbor rode the chute to oblivion. I decided to investigate further before calling the police. Target shooting has always been a hobby of mine, which is why I own a 9mm battery semi-automatic pistol. Feeling a little bit foolish strapping it on, I kept reminding myself that whatever these things might be, they were dangerous and I need to protect myself. The gate through the perimeter fence was unlocked, so I let myself in. The air had a faint odor of putrefied flesh, and the lights were dim but adequate. Proceeding cautiously, my sense on full alert, I entered a stairway leading to the 2nd floor, approximately halfway to the top. Something the size of a large dog descending onto the step just below me, brandishing a club in each claw. Without hesitation, I withdrew my weapon and placed 2 rounds directly onto its emoji head. A voice from the landing above cut through the echo of the shots. "It's regrettable that you did that. There are so few of us left on the planet that even the loss of one is a tragedy. What did you think I was going to do? Let him club me to death? Unfortunately, human, we don't possess the physical strength to do you much harm. But strengths are in other areas, primarily telekinetic and shape-shifting. I see you have just realized I'm speaking to you directly into your mind. If you don't like me, emoji head, maybe you would prefer this face. The creature's head turned cloudy, and the face of neighbor appeared. We have been on Earth since the beginning, but as food sources have become extinct and new sources of nutrition harder to find, our numbers have dwindled. Our colony, all that's left. Over the last 50 years, we have discovered that human limbs are compatible with our metabolism. We only need one more donor to fill our stores for the next 100 years. This task needs to be completed before the next hibernation period, which starts in a few days. We have chosen you. We have chosen you. I walked down the stairs, through the gate and back to my home. In my mind, I kept hearing these words. You are in control now, but as soon as you sleep, your mind in ours to command, you will return to us. This all occurred 48 hours ago, and I haven't slept since then. Its voice is constantly in my mind, begging, cajoling, commanding me to sleep, but I continue to resist. It's a battle of wills, and I shall prevail. I had no idea a person can stay awake this long. I know I have never done it before. It's been over 48 hours since the sinister voice took up residence in my head. The beast that's speaking isn't even in the same building I'm in. He spot its term of the community of creatures that they have taken up residence in the building next to mine, call themselves the originals. According to their leader, the species predates man by over 20,000 years. People haven't always been their primary source of food, but as the planet transformed, they adapted. My tormentor talkativeness allowed me to learn a lot about these creatures. I'm not sure what frightens me more, that they can speak to my mind directly from theirs, or they can change their shape at will. Having the ability to shapeshift gives them an enormous advantage over human. 1 minute, the being might look like a neighbor, and the next time you see it, you would think you are looking at a chair or a dog. It's a very disconcerting, not being able to trust your own eyes. Tenacity appears to be a strong characteristic of theirs. Nothing is stopping them from hunting another person to fill their food locker, but they remain focused on me. Maybe they are worried I might report them to the authority. Just imagine what phone call. Just imagine that phone call. Hello FBI, I want to report shape-shifting telekinetic creatures that are killing humans for their armed relax. I am sending you their location, but you won't be able to see them because they will look like furniture or maybe a cat. I suppose being locked away in a mental hospital would protect me, but it's not how I want to spend the rest of my life. No, this is a problem I have to take care of my own. It is hot in here, or in my excessive fatigue giving me hot flashes? I have the air conditioning turned as low as it will go, so it must be a lack of sleep taking control. In the meanwhile, the creature's voice continues to drone on in my head. What else can I do to stay awake? My old CD player sits idly on a shelf, which gives me an idea. If it is worked for the CIA when they flashed out Panama's Norgia, maybe it will work for me. I insert a metallic CD and crank up the volume. Droning voice sternly lets loose with a blood-curdling scream of pain and goes silent. Smiling, I mute the sound and call out, "Hey, dipshit, you still there?" What was the horrible noise? The creature answered in a quavering voice, "You have a problem with heavy metal, So you are not only shapeshifters, you are a music critic too. That noise causes us great pain. Let me get this straight. You are trying to kill me for food? I should be concerned about my sensitive little ears. I think not. I reached over and cranked up the sound. More shrieks of pain followed, then once again sighed us. I had a proposition for you. If you want me, you will need to come get me here at my home. I have barricaded the front door, so you will need to transform into a bird and fly to the balcony. It's that or more metal. We will be there shortly in our natural form. They say the best defense is a good offense, which in this situation starts with the home field advantage. I know there are only two ways into my penthouse: up at the elevator and through the door, or fly onto the balcony like a bird. If they use the door, I have no idea how many will come or how big they will be. As birds, even eagle size, I stand a fighting chance. My weapon of choice for this encounter is an antique samurai sword that I purchased while on a trip to Japan. I still had my pistol, but I didn't want to scare the neighbors with the sound of gunfire. But come to rest on the balcony railing was as bizarre as the whole situation has been. 5 gargoyles stared through the glass at me. They were as grotesque as any that I have seen sculpted into building facades. One, their leader, I presume, cocked his head similar to a bird and spoke telepathically. Now you see us for what we truly are. For centuries, your artists have used our likeness to adorn your building. Humans have fantasized that we were angels or devils, but had no idea we were real. Now you know the truth. Unfortunately, that knowledge dies with you. I think you are wrong, ugly bird. I pushed the slider open and hit the remote of the CD, which immediately blasted more Metallica. The gargoyles cringed in pain, giving me the advantage I was looking for. In a matter of seconds, 5 swords had rolled across my patchy floor, the bodies careening off the building to the street below. As I watched in disbelief, the head slowly crumbled into piles of dust. I sliced the door, closed and turned off the music. It was time for bed. Hey folks, I think you liked my story. Hopefully you will like and subscribe my channel and share this story with others as well. Thank you.